I don't know why that movie didn't do better. It's like it's Kevin Kline and fucking.
We're talking about El Dorado, by the way.
Fucking Kevin Kline and who's Gilderoy Lockhart?
Yeah,
Kenneth Branagh.
Because nobody knows these names, including us who love the movie.
But fucking Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh are like two amazing, huge name actors who were in this movie, and it just performed like shit.
Anyways.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on like Cartoon Network and shit when I was a kid.
Did you get it when it came out?
I don't know when I got it.
They had this whole like they had this thing where like if you bought the movie, there was a little ticket on the front of it, and like you could get a golden something, and like. You know, the thing that they always threw around, like, because it was the 90s, you could get a golden Razor scooter. And, like, of course, you would always get, like, here's a bag of Lay's, that's gold, right? Or something, I don't know. I remember it was, like, really
here's
shitty.
Some paint chips.
Oh, no. Go, kid.
Yeah. Have fun. It's the 90s, right? Go ride your little scooter into traffic, too.
Razor, yeah.
Yeah, Razor, scooter.
And this podcast brought to you by Razor Scooters.
Yeah.
Are they even, like, paint chips?
Yeah, they're still a thing, aren't they?
Aaron, our buddy Aaron, just...
the paint chips.
The paint chips is just really funny.
Speaking of Razor scooters, I was talking to Aaron last night, our buddy Aaron, shout out. He's on tour right now, and he was drunk.
The messenger.
He was drunk, and I didn't know he was drunk. So I started telling him about how we were longboarding, and he was really drunk. I didn't know it, though, because we were just Facebook chatting, and he wasn't spelling anything wrong. So I was like, yeah, dude, like we bought longboards and we were at the beach longboarding and it was so much fun. And he was like, yeah, I suck at longboards. I just ordered a Razor scooter so I can come with. Wow. So he ordered a Razor scooter.
While he was drunk? Or?
Yeah. And then he woke up and messaged me a screenshot of the order, and he's like, wow, I completely forgot I was drunk last night.
For context, this is Aaron, who is the vocalist of Killing the Messenger, right? Yeah,
he's in a metalcore band, but he's a giant teddy bear.
Yeah, he's a big nerd. We I think the purpose of like the longboards and stuff was that so we can get around easier while playing Pokemon Go when we go to boardwalks and stuff. So if you have a Razor scooter. Yeah, I don't know if you're like trying to steer and like you have the phone like taped to the fucking handlebars or something. Like
he was like, dude, I'm gonna like make a harness for my phone on the scooter. And I was like,
God, what a nerd. Welcome to episode 31. 31. 31.
Okay.
We have no clue.
Something like that.
Yeah, we have a special guest with us today. YouTube.com/Caleb Covers.
Caleb's Covers, yes.
Yeah, Caleb, it's Hyles, right?
Caleb Hyles, yes.
Caleb Hyles. We were just got done telling you that we have absolutely no structure with this podcast, down to we don't even know what number podcast this is. So
it's a mess.
Anyways, I'm Family Jewels 7. You know who we are.
I'm Jonathan
and I'm
Rich Bottom Slide Whistle. Well, you just I love that you lost it right there.
It's comedy. It's like, no. Like I actually mentioned it to you, Jules, but like as we like got like we have another friend visiting and he'll be on the podcast probably the week after this one, I'm assuming, or I don't know, at some point. And he's the one who actually bought this. It was like $2, but it was instantly like I've already like had my fun with this. Like it's already been like it's money well spent, you know. So it's like you just need to stand like near a door at like a Walmart or something, just wait for people to walk out. It's like see the confusion. Anyway, I bought a slide whistle. I'm sorry. I'll try to keep it contained. It's over there.
I was telling you like we bought like skateboards from a thrift store and they were like $10 or something.
Yeah.
And like we immediately went out to like the parking lot and we like rode around for like I don't know like 5 minutes and we were just like
15.
Yeah, we were like I already got $10 worth of entertainment out of this. I feel like I like because of like Steam and how much money I've sunken into shitty games because they were cheap that I never ever
buy
play.
and never even install it.
I have like a completely new level of like how I gauge like how I like value entertainment like with dollars. I don't know.
There's that rule that like $1 should be at least an hour of entertainment.
Yeah,
or for video games.
For a game. Yeah. There's a website that does that. Caleb, do you use Steam? Do you play Steam games at all?
I've tried to get on ever since Undertale. I've been
Right.
had my brother sent me gifts of games that he wants me to play now because he thinks I'm going to be on Steam a lot.
Right.
You know, also by the logic of an hour for every $1, then you realize Skyrim is into like $1,000 now.
For me, like I got like 100 times my money's worth out of Skyrim at least. I mean,
I can get on board with that.
Makes me feel a little better about the money I've spent on Pokemon Go, but
well, I mean that's the case. Like a game like Dark Souls or something.
I was literally just thinking how I spent literally I spent $5 on Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition with no expectations, and I played that thing like fucking 200 hours or something. So like that was probably like the best cash to fun ratio ever for me. But that's just me personally. But then
like I remember like Metal Gear. What was it? I think it was Ground Zeroes came out, and that was literally
$5.
It was like $5, but literally it should have been like 50 cents. It was a demo.
I was that guy who got it when it was 40.
Yeah,
because I'm a huge Metal Gear fan.
Yeah,
so
me
I was
too.
like, gotta have it, and then just ended up
I remember
regretting
a
that
lot
decision.
of people being like, "It's good. It's just I beat it in like an hour."
I saw a picture of Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Apparently, he went to the Star Trek like movie premiere wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Oh my God,
Hideo Kojima's the biggest troll.
He is adorable.
Yeah, and he's like, hey everyone, I love Star Trek.
Come on, BoyFlop.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima, please endorse BoyFlop.
Funny.
that 1 hour rule could like work really well for other things too. Like if you think about like
a McDouble.
Yeah. Well, like Netflix. Like if you spend $15 a month on Netflix,
Is that what it is now?
isn't it? Like
I thought it was like 8.
I think it's
Or
15 if
whatever.
you get like the DVD or whatever. Like,
Okay,
which
then I'm only
nobody
spending
does.
8. But like, so do I watch at least 8 hours of Netflix every month? Yeah, I do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know.
Do you? Well, you've been watching Stranger Things.
I'm still on my parents' account because it's just like why not? If it went away, I would just get my own. But
My parents use my account.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, like I actually fuck, it sucks because none of you have watched it, but I just binge watched a show called Stranger Things, which you all need to watch, and that's all I'll say about it. Watch it, watch it, watch it. It's really good.
Good stuff.
Nice. But yeah, I definitely think I watch my fill of Netflix. Anyways, Caleb, I guess we'll stop.
Default to me. If
No,
there's
no,
a pause.
We always do this whenever we have guests.
I can talk about Netflix all day, but fucking
Tell us about what you do.
state your name and occupation.
I'm Caleb Hyles, and I make vocal covers on YouTube.
Nice. What kind of stuff do you do?
Disney, anime, gaming stuff, all of that, and top 40. Top
Nice.
40 too. Pretty much everything Jonathan does. I just
your
don't
boy
play
John.
instruments.
Nice.
That's the only part.
You just said you play drums.
Well, I don't play them in my mixes.
This guy was. We were upstairs and he's like, I don't understand how you can figure out all this stuff by ear. And then we go out into the garage to film, and we're like, we were filming for the video that's going up on his channel.
Sure.
And he fucking picks up the guitar and figures out the riff in 2 seconds. It's like,
all power
what the fuck are you
chords.
talking about?
Those are the
That's
points
all.
there.
I passed by
Power
you
chords.
upstairs, and you were like just sweeping like it was like nothing.
I don't want to talk about that.
I didn't mean to embarrass you.
Don't trigger him.
Yeah, don't talk about me.
Did you have any formal training?
No, I did like just choir in church for like my
Nice.
entire upbringing. So I just the two things like sing loud and enunciate. Like
Right.
that's pretty much all I had hammered into me.
You and John are pretty much on the same page there too. Then
Well,
minus the church part.
I was telling him about the ear training courses that I took.
I was literally about to bring that up. Like I studied music too.
Oh.
And the thing that I guarantee you the fact that you sing, the fact that you use your ear and like apply that to your voice, like I guarantee you that's why you probably very naturally are able to like apply melody and anything and learn anything by ear, because that's not like a common thing. Like most people who are in choirs, like just for whatever, like not sometimes by choice go in there and they sing very quietly and don't really enunciate and they don't want to be heard.
Well, inherently, in order to be able to sing, you need to have an ear for pitch.
Yeah.
Because
But like a lot of the people who are coming through that like, I want to be in a progressive metal band, that's why I became a jazz guitarist. Like they come in, they can't play anything. And like, sure enough, like, I mean, you know, obviously this isn't the by all end all rule, but like, sure enough, you see them in ear training class or like, chorus or something. They're not singing. I think singing is like absolutely essential for all musicians.
Well, for me, it was like singing taught me how to understand how notes work, and drumming taught me how to understand how everything else works.
It's like that bit of advice where people are like, how do you like I don't have any formal training whatsoever in anything, like, so like I'm like a I don't know, like talking like technically, I don't know where I am, but at the same time, if someone's like, how do you figure out stuff by ear, and I just tell them, if you can sing the note to yourself, then you're good.
And you don't need to sing.
And that's literally just what you were saying. You're just like, and then you find out and you go, oh, okay, that's what I want.
Yeah. Like, I always feel weird, but like, you know, I'm always in my studio, which is like right by the kitchen. I'm always like self-conscious that like you guys are like, you guys can hear me like with my headphones and they're just kind of sounding like randomly like,
Dude, we all do it.
I mean,
it's weird.
That's compared to the shit that they hear like emanating from John's room at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Were you doing like like your bullshit?
That was really good.
Just muffled. Yeah.
And I can hear you can be like, nope. You keep doing different takes. You're like, nope.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, just like, man, makes sense.
And then I'm just like in my room, like, I don't know. Yeah. This house is a mess.
I think there's instruments that lend themselves really well to learning certain parts of music.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously drumming, like if you want to learn how like rhythm works, like you play drums, if you want to learn how melody works, I think that vocals,
I think vocals is kind of just it like does the most. I feel like that's kind of like the...
See, but I know a lot of singers who don't understand how rhythm works at all.
Well, sure.
Like they have a really hard time like figuring out like how different time signatures work and just how to count right.
But I mean, the way that I see the most, I don't know, the greatest amount of progress, like whenever I'm teaching like people how to like do rhythm, is have them say it like vocally.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is like, I feel like vocally is like, if you could do stuff vocally, like I feel like that's like the silver bullet. That's like
and granted, a lot of singers I know don't try to, or singers I know who can't understand rhythm, don't. When they sing, they're not looking to enunciate, and they're not looking to, they're not singing to a click. They're just like, all that they're paying attention to is the melodic arc.
Right.
But like, I mean, Caleb, you played enough drums. Like you seem pretty competent on a drum kit. I was listening to you, and like that is, even that alone, being able to carry a beat and understand like where the upbeat is, where the downbeat is, like that can help so much. And then like, I took piano after I had already been singing and drumming for a long time. And to me, piano became, I was literally drumming with my hands.
Yeah.
But then the different piano keys to me were different drums. And I just had to know which drums to hit with my fingers at a certain time. But then once I got into that, then I started to actually look at the notes and understand visually how chords worked. So it's almost like all these different instruments helped like bridge these different mental gaps into one another.
It's interesting because like you said you play piano, like you're kind of attributing that to like drum playing kind of. Yeah. It's interesting because I would almost say the same thing for me in guitar, just because like I used to be the kid that would just like play on the couch with pencils. Yeah. And then when I started like doing a lot of like tapping and stuff, it's all rhythmic. Yeah. So like tapping is especially just 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and people are like, how do you do it? Like the little like arpeggios I do, they're like,
I was showing Caleb that. I was like, he was like, dude, like John, you can shred. I wish it's like, dude, like I mean, I'm sure Rich and Jules, you guys could probably like clarify, or not clarify, but like confirm this on my behalf, since I'm not nearly as great of a guitar player. But like the only shreddy riffs that I'm good at are hammer riffs, because I just finger drum, like that's all it is. It's just
Well, yeah, I feel like that's probably one of the most fundamental differences between our playing, is that like you're very legato, you're very like all left hand and stuff, like whereas like I want to pick everything, like everything needs to be picked, and that's two things that, you know, that's fretting and picking. So like when you're tapping and stuff, all you need to worry about is just like just, you know, hitting the note when you want it. Yeah. And I feel like that lends itself, like I never did that, and like I actually had a really hard time getting rhythm down. Like I would say halfway through like college, I was like, wow, I never played drums. The closest thing I just played guitar, and like I never played to a metronome. So like my rhythm, once I was like halfway through college, like was really behind everybody else, and I really had to just like pound it. So I don't know.
It's really strange, but like I remember like I did the couch drums thing and stuff, but like the one like I kind of like got over that hurdle, and when I think about it, like the rhythm hurdle in like 2 days, because I was trying to learn like obviously like it gets more intense when you like get with other songs, but like I was trying to learn Smells Like Teen Spirit,
Yeah.
and that's like da 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 da, and like that was the hardest fucking thing in the universe for me to be like, why the fuck doesn't this fucking like I was getting really mad when I was like 14, and it took like 2 days, and I was like, okay, I got it, and like I didn't really struggle that much with it.
Yeah, no,
but it's just once you get like something weird like that, like the fucking it just like it's strange, like
it's syncopation.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's I think for me though, like, and like looking back though, like my hardest thing with guitar, like I've been trying to learn how to sweep pick, but like I almost but I almost feel like
sweep pip
because my two hands are doing something like completely kind of. I mean, it's still like linked up the motion, but like because my hands aren't like when I play piano. My hands are either connected in their movement or they're playing off of each other in their movement. And when I play drums, the muscle memory is always like interlinked. But like sweep picking, it's like I almost feel like my hands are trying to operate like independently. And in drumming, there's concepts like snare drum and kick drum independence, where like you have to like learn how to do rhythms with your kick drum that are completely different than what your hands are doing.
That's so hard,
and it's really hard.
It's so
hard.
But like it's almost like, and I mean the analogy is a dead horse that has been beaten a lot of times, but like I feel like learning how to do stuff like complicated drum riffs and sweep picking is almost like rubbing your tummy and patting your head.
No, for sure.
It's so weird.
Like I remember we had Ryan Lafford on this podcast a little while ago, and like I was talking to him about like playing piano, and that's how I view piano, because like for you it's like, okay, I get it, it's like everything's there, you get it. But for me, like just like dicking around and stuff and like talking to Ryan, the way he explains it is like, no, because all of your fingers are kind of acting independently. Yeah. And it's tough to get over that. Yeah. Like it just seems like so mind-boggling to me that like your fingers are all doing like different things. Well, like with guitar, with guitar, you're just kind of like playing a drum with your right hand and then like hitting individual things with your left. So it's not like super crazy, you know? Yeah. I don't know.
That's always how I've kind of grown up doing it, you know what I mean? Like it's not been so much as like the rhythmic element of the notes, so much as just like my right hand is the drum, and my left hand is just selecting the sound that's gonna happen. So like I just grew up picking like I grew up with like Lamb of God and stuff, where everything is like and like all over the low strings and stuff. I mean, so I don't know, like I just like it took me like I didn't listen to a lot of bands that did that kind of stuff, like tapping or piano for that matter, you know what I mean? So I never really played. I started on piano, but like I wasn't like serious about it. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of us like started on some instrument that just wasn't really serious, but then like picked up our main one. I
don't even know if I have a main instrument right now.
That's true.
I wish I did, but I'm kind of struggling with that jack of all trades, master of none kind of problem right now.
Your voice is an instrument.
You have one skill point in every slot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. That's why I mean, like I have a lot of respect for you, Caleb, because like you've got like the vocal thing nailed, and like I feel like when like as a vocalist, like my I feel like I have a very limited trick book. I feel like I have like I can do like the Disney villain, and I can do the fucking the power metal squeals, and then like
want to do an example of that one too?
Yeah.
That's the one I'm familiar with. Hearing muffle.
But like I don't know. I feel like. Sure, I'm not a one-trick pony, but I'm like a very limited four-trick pony, I guess is one way of putting it. Like I feel like vocally it's like, okay, either I'm gonna do this one thing that I can do with my voice or this one thing. I don't know, but I'm always striving to work on my chops, because I just feel like my what I'm able to do with my voice is a very caste system sort of. It's one thing or it's another thing, and there's nothing in between. So I don't know.
No, I think you sound great. I think you sound great on a lot of your covers. I think there are more covers, like, same with me, that are more conducive to your voice. Like, they fit your style more than others. But, like, that's the same goes for me. Like, I think the thing that in terms of, because, like, y'all do, like, most, or at least you two do background music. So that's kind of, that's your area. For my thing, it's like I emulate, like, in a way you're emulating the background music, adding your own spin to it. In a way, what I'm doing, Jonathan's a little different, because I feel like you really add your own spin to it. But I emulate in a lot of my covers, try to emulate how that individual sounds and sings, and add a little bit of flair to it. But in a way that I'm kind of voice acting.
I was gonna say, it almost sounds like you're kind of doing, like, you're singing, but you're also doing an impression.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And whenever I can't do an impression, I just kind of roll with whatever feels right. Like, I did a cover of Uptown Funk, so I just did my best, like, I'm from the deep south and grew up on the west side voice, so nice. No one ever caught it. But yeah, so from cover to cover it can be different, but I'm usually just trying to be an impression.
You'll actually, like, throw on, like, little accents and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, because that's all I can do sometimes is do little accents. Like, I did Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, and did my best, like, singer-songwriter voice, because that's pretty much what he is. Just, I was not even gonna try to attempt a British accent. And anytime I've done pop punk songs, I try to just really tinny at the top, you know, kind of whiny or close your nose kind of sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever, like, tried something like Neutral Milk Hotel or something like that?
I've never even heard of that.
Oh man, that'd be fun. He's not a good singer at all.
I did do a cover for fun. Funny story, I was locked in my house for 3 days because I left my car keys in my wife's car, and she went to Atlanta with her mom. So I was without car keys for 3 days, and I couldn't. I was in no walking distance to anything. So I was in the house, and I was like, I'll make a guilty pleasure cover album while I'm here and I was pretty ahead of schedule. So I ended up covering a bunch of songs. Like, I covered stuff from The Used, like Why That? God. And I also covered Welcome to My Life from Simple Plan, which I was just, God. And I did, like, things to it. Like, I did my whiniest voice, and I added, like, triple harmonies, because, like, that song needed that amount of attention. Apparently, not really.
Bad. Like, I've been wanting to do, like, a guilty pleasure metal album where I do songs like do like an album of, like, my favorite song from a bunch of bands that I don't want anybody to know I like, or something like that. Just like, because, like, I feel like it's really important to, like really not only, like, listen, but learn how to play the different shit, the different stuff that you're not used to, because that kind of creates your uniqueness or whatever. I think it's really interesting that so you do mostly so you do all the vocal stuff and stuff, like, you don't do any of your backing tracks, right?
I don't do any backing tracks.
That's cool. That's cool in my eyes, because, like, Rich and John, how much of your time would you say you spend working on everything that's not the main melody and stuff?
Depending on what it is, either 2 hours or way too much.
Right, like I feel like 98% of every project I do is, like, not the cool melody and, like, the fun thing that, like, when I went into this, like, when I went into guitar, like, of course I wanted to be, like, the masturbatory guitar soloist, like, wind blowing my hair Steve Vai, like, wheelie, 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 wheelie. But, like, I only spend, like, well, I mean, like,
here's your fedora.
Oh shit!
Oh damn!
You got him.
Savage. Well, I mean, I only spend, like, a little time on every project that I allow myself to do that stuff. Whereas I feel like you kind of get to only do that. I'm jealous.
Well, in a way, I mean, you end up with, like,
and you get better at it too. Well, like, since that's what you focus on.
I think I've told the three of y'all that, like, I edit on, like, the worst possible equipment and everything. Like,
what DAW do you use?
I not told? Oh boy. Well, here you go.
Don't say Mixcraft.
No, it's maybe it might be worse. I really don't know. I record through Adobe Audition, like, and I have a Shure SM57. Shure, I said that right. Hooked into a Line 6 UX2.
Oh,
nice. And you're gonna get that thing primed and ready.
UX1. See, you're not as bad as you think.
Well, here's the bad part. I edit an Audition, like, my sound, and it's not really good, but I add my reverb, and I have everything on a timeline. I edit in Sony Vegas Pro 10. I added like my sound in there too.
Yeah,
I had a couple of effects that I just know I learned from years ago on Adobe Audition, and then I go into Vegas and I add reverb.
Honestly, like Rich and I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and like the things that the VSTs in Premiere Pro are not awful. Like
they're okay.
They're okay for, you know.
Yeah, you can do stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think that's as awful.
Evan and I were trying to convert Caleb to the Reaper bandwagon.
I mean,
I just witnessed him working with Logic and Reaper, and they're just like, especially particular Logic is just so
Reaper's
above
just
and beyond what I use. So I'm like,
yeah, like when it comes down to it, a DAW's a DAW, and like we've talked about that on here before. But like the thing is that Reaper's free. And it's like super stable.
He doesn't have a Mac, which is why I was like, "Oh, fucking get Reaper! Don't even hesitate."
Yeah.
Reaper. I like, and like you have your Jules. You have your reasons for using Cubase. And Cubase is fine.
I was gonna say
Cubase is fine. I know. There's been times where you're just like thinking about it.
Yeah, I never thought I would get to the point of like thinking about jumping to Reaper, but
so good.
It's happened in the past month or so.
Just between like me and him when he talks about it, and Carlos and Alejandro and all these people, and
Alejandro has like
I think Alejandro's gonna work for Reaper. He's gonna work for fucking tacos.
His channel has become like a Reaper fetish channel.
It's shameless, but it works. I think he does like outsourced VST work and stuff for him now. It's really cool.
It's rad.
I like Alejandro.
I don't think that's as bad as you think it is, Caleb. Like, I mean, like, I feel like all of us, like, when you start out too, like you use what you have, you know what I mean? Like, and
we've talked about that. I use it before I started my YouTube channel, I used to edit my audio clips in a video editing program, but like at a certain point, it's like, if you want to get past that plateau of production value, then eventually you're probably
going to want efficiency.
Right.
Oh goodness. Wow. Watching you do the effects we did on the last cover, it's like, that would have done, that one part would have taken me legit probably 30 minutes and just be like
the stutter edit?
Yeah, the stutter edit in the end. I was like, I can't, it looked like legit magic.
Well, that's because Vegas doesn't have a built-in tempo map.
Block, yeah.
It doesn't have much of anything.
It's funny. You know Adrisaurus. She's been on this podcast like 5 times.
She's a regular now.
Yeah, she's actually
pops in and out.
She's an honorary boy now. You guys did the judging thing at MomoCon.
Yes, we did.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I think she uses like Sony Vegas. She uses something for her videos or whatever.
And don't feel alone.
Her video style is like, she doesn't have actual video or whatever. She has like artwork and then like lyrics that go along the bottom of the
sweet
screen.
gig.
Oh god,
it's a sweet gig.
It works, but like what she does
is so ass backwards.
She goes into Photoshop and she creates each individual frame with the lyrics on the bottom as all separate files. All separate images,
like all separate,
then has
like
to go
PNGs or something,
right? And then has to go into the like video editing program and then like line it up. Like at first, you know, like
wait. What program does she use to edit video?
Probably she uses a PC. It's got to be
Does she use like Movie Maker or something?
No, she uses
barn door transition.
Yeah, that'd be the best.
World map.
I honestly I couldn't tell you, but like
because
it's ridiculous.
That's stupid.
I have so much. I had so much respect for the time that she commits.
I would honestly rather like use unregistered hypercam and like capture like a PowerPoint presentation.
There's not a single video editing program that doesn't have the ability to put static lyrics in Arial font at the bottom of the screen.
I think she just figured out, like, we're totally picking on her, but like she had like the lining up of it or whatever was like perfect, where she got really fast at it apparently. But the thing that really blew my mind, because I saw so it was a Mac, so it has to be iMovie. I think she's doing it in iMovie, which also sucks because
iMovie isn't that bad, and iMovie also has the ability to put titles on your video.
Yes, not only did she do each individual like thing, but to be able to get it to like line up with the lyrics like perfectly, she would go in and go like, okay, transition at 0.12 seconds. No, that's too fast. 0.13 seconds. Like, holy shit! Like,
the video only clocks at what 24 frames a second.
Well, it's whatever. So that like
Did you have it set to 60?
Well, no, like, but she has it like I'm not actually using a range of. I'm not using.
Next time she comes on the show, we're gonna interrogate her about this.
But no, we did a Steven Universe cover together. And I opened it up in Adobe Premiere Pro, and I was just like, all right, I want you to sit down. I want you to watch something. Title.
Yeah.
Default still title. Look, I'm just editing the text. The artwork behind stays the same. And she's just like, that would be so easy, but now I'm so used to doing it the way it, like, she knows how to.
No!
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like, once you get used to something, you get really fast at it, you know? Like,
you just get really comfortable.
I've been there.
We've all been there.
Believe me, I've been there. But once you get used to something better, then it's better.
Right. Yeah. But still, I mean, I guess this whole conversation is not to make you feel so bad for doing it the way that you do, even if these guys have guilted you into not using.
And it only took shitting on Adriana to do it.
True.
I didn't call
She's
this
nice
Adriana.
She deserves it. Don't feel bad.
No, she does. Yeah.
Well, my production is my biggest Achilles heel half the time, because I end up like pressing my vocals way too forward because I don't have the mixing ability to like mix it nicely into the mix to where like you catch my nuances or things I'm doing with my voice. Right. So my compensation for that is I just push the vocals really forward so you hear everything. Right. Like I've got to the point where I'll cut a certain part and I'll just straight up like gain up and then hope the backing track covers up
the answer there is compression on vocals. Yes.
I'm seeing
this is turning into a horror podcast.
No, it's not.
Compression sucks,
dude. Vocal compression is
the answer.
Is the answer. Like if you want people to be able to hear the nuances in your voice, what compression does, we've talked about this in podcasts before.
Take a shot. We have a thing where if you mention something we mentioned somewhere before on a podcast and then mention that we mentioned it on another podcast, take a shot.
It squeezes all of the loudest parts of your voice down and then turns everything up. Okay. So then all of the nuances of your voice can keep up with the louder parts of your voice. So if you have a good compressor, not only does it sound like your voice is closer to the mic, but you can really hear like all of the intricacies of your articulation.
But
and
that
everything.
also means that your mistakes are louder too. So you got to be on it.
That's true. But it takes away that sort of like
roomy dynamics,
the dryness. Like if you just like plug a mic into your computer and just hold it right here and kind of talk, and if you kind of put it further away, it just sounds like it just makes everything better. Vocal compression makes all vocal tracks sound better in my opinion.
I stick with the Shure SM57 I have right now mainly because it is a directional, and I don't have, and my room is like, I literally, my recording is a room similar to this,
right. We're
with
talking about
no soundproofing whatsoever.
When we're talking about like the post effect that you put on it, there's like a compressor.
Compression is a digital effect in the computer.
And nobody on YouTube seems to know how to explain it to somebody who doesn't know what compression is. I
got that.
I could draw a diagram, but our viewers or our listeners,
everybody listen to the diagram that John's about to draw.
It's a WAV file.
Yeah.
It makes the loud stuff quieter and the quiet stuff louder.
Right.
And then you turn everything up and then it just sounds like a brick, but that's a good thing.
Right.
I could
sounds like a brick.
So if I recorded this far away from the microphone and then compressed it would sound like I was this close to the microphone.
Right.
So, but if you get this close to the microphone when you record, then you're blowing into the microphone and it makes these just nasty, terrible sounds. And that's bad. So you find a happy medium where, I don't know, like intimate vocal tracks, compression is absolutely necessary.
Because sometimes multiple compressors are.
It needs to sound like it's right up, like it's inside of your ears.
And it's not just vocals either. You got a guitar solo, compress it. You got some fucking woodwinds or horns or something, compress it. Got some drums you want to stand out, compress it.
But the loudness
Oh, you want your kick to stand out more? Side chain it.
Side chain compression.
Compression's the best.
Like acoustic guitar is like
everyone exhaled and changed their position after that. I think
we all got like half mast there just because it's we. Once you learn how good it is. Once you learn how good compression is, you're like,
compression
seriously.
Yep. Compression.
in before loudness war comments. But
Anyways,
magnetic.
so before we had that hot boy flop moment, I was gonna say that I guess the opposite problem. Like I see a lot of the case on Adriana's videos where her fans are always complaining that her vocals aren't loud enough, which I feel like in your case, like I mean, you're the main focus of the video, so like I feel like no one should complain that you're up that far ahead. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like John, you play all your instruments, so everything needs to be heard. You almost have that as like a disadvantage.
Sometimes I play them. Sometimes I program them.
Sometimes I play them unwillingly.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Sometimes I play you playing them.
I didn't think of it that way. Shreddage just got pretty hot.
I'm pretty sure you guys just described a hand job in one way or another.
Pretty much.
It's a musical hand job.
I recorded a VST that John uses for guitar. So now
it's fun.
So now I'm on some of John's covers and I don't even know it.
Yep.
Wait, that's not like incomplete, is it?
What?
Shreddage, or is that like a separate thing?
What do you mean?
Shreddage.
It's not incomplete. No,
Okay, that's what I'm
it's
asking.
Impact Soundworks. So it's the same guys that did that super audio cart or whatever.
Yeah.
That like everyone's flipping out about. Same guy.
Okay,
But
that's fun.
But anyways, yeah, we gotta get you on like all the contact stuff, and so you can make your own backing tracks. It's fun, but it takes forever.
I want all y'all's cards.
Yeah.
By the end of this.
No, absolutely.
That's what I want.
No, we'll tell you the secret. All you need to do is just spend a lot of money and then just
Oh, great. Great.
spend a lot of money and then spend a lot of time plugging in MIDI notes.
Yeah, so if you want a guitar backing track, just you got your coupon codes from Family Jewel 7X over there.
Yeah. While supplies last, buy my book. Anyways, so no, I mean, you've done pretty good for yourself with the way that you do it, and I think that says a lot about like. I mean, it says like volumes to the people that are like, oh, I don't want to start making content on the internet unless I have an Axe Effects and Pro Tools, and like you don't need all that shit. You just need to do your craft.
Yeah, that's the number one comment I get from almost all my videos is people saying, "Now I want to go and make cover stuff. I'm really inspired to go do covers now," which is like interesting that I get that reply from people because maybe it's the way it's shot, maybe it's how I am, that I just kind of give off this hokey enough vibe where it's like, hey, you can nerd too, and YouTube as well. So put that camera up that your grandma gave you for like your 18th birthday and just start singing into it.
Well, I mean, that's so much more motivating, I think, for a regular kid, teenager, adult, like who really wants to do art but can't because they're not Kanye West. They don't, you know what I mean? Like when they see somebody,
which is unfortunate to begin with.
Right. I mean, yeah.
That Kanye West is Kanye West.
Right. And that I am not Kanye West. But no, like I feel like, then you see somebody on YouTube who's good, who's like killing it, but they're not mass produced. They don't have a lot of money. That what I mean? Like that's motivating. They're like, shit, like I can do this too. But then they get stuck right behind the whole like, oh, I haven't spent $3 billion on equipment and stuff like that. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm not big on like vocals and stuff, but that's also applicable to the like, if you're a good guitarist or bassist and you can just play something neat over a track, then dude, do it. It's cool. Like Tina S, that 16-year-old girl who can just be like, look, Dragon Force. It's like, it sounds like shit, but she's playing it. It's so cool.
Yeah, right.
Or like people who do drum covers, like webcam drum covers are so fucking fun to watch just because like it's all compressed and clippy and like it sounds all punchy and shit.
Yeah. No, I mean that's.
And then some of those just get noticed and like fucking like what's the dude's name, like Luke Holland, like he upgraded and has like cool equipment now. But
that's
he's
the thing though, is that,
like he starts somewhere,
It's and I think that there's something to be said about how what you do, Caleb, is it seems almost more focused on. Like, this is just about the singing.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't about the flashiness. This isn't about the product of my... or making my music into a product or anything like that. Whereas, like, with my channel, it's like... My videos aren't about Jonathan Young singing. My videos are about the final produced and flashy thing,
right.
and this big bulbous entity of consumerism and whatever, so it's like but it's like it's a different focus. Like my focus is on the full production and your focus is on let's just sing. And I think that there's values to both, you know?
Absolutely.
And I don't think there's any, and that's not to say that you can't have both, because like you could upgrade all your equipment and still do really intimate videos, but just with a better microphone and better digital processing, just so that your voice has that production quality edge. So I don't know. I mean, like, you're not marketing yourself as a WAV file or as a cover. You're marketing yourself as somebody who can sing well on the internet. Whereas, like, I think the juxtaposition here is that
you're like a one-man band.
I'm like marketing myself as this final product. I'm marketing myself as this mix with this music video.
Band.
You know,
you've got your name, you've got your guitars, you got your drums, you got your face, you got your singing, you got the production, you got the edits. Like, and that's all really impressive. But I mean, if you can get by just having a good voice and singing well, then do that, dude. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, it's what, I don't know. Like, again, it's and then you do it well without, using Pro Tools or Mixcraft or whatever. What are you doing over there? I didn't mean to say Mixcraft. I was just so, like, I just hear over there.
I was playing with the slide whistle.
I don't know. Like, I feel like, how, like, there's the whole connotation with, like, Cosmopolitan and like magazines, and they always have like here's this article that you're interested in, and then the next ad is just like, you're ugly, so here's the thing that's going to make you pretty and stuff. Like, I feel like the equivalent of that is like music magazines for us. Guitar World, we read the article with like, here's Slash and his whole life story. The next page is like, this is why your music sucks, so buy this. You know what I mean?
Oh, you okay, so you mean like kind of like the assumption that like, oh, I want to do covers, but I need everything in the universe
they
first.
Buy into that in my opinion, because like maybe I'm projecting myself onto everybody else, but like I bought into that. Like I remember distinctly, like I was in an alternative band called Face Grenade at one point, and I remember we were all reading up on fucking pop punk and all this stuff in the magazines, and then the next page was like the 11 rack. You remember that? And I remember the serious conversation I had with my drummer, like, no one's gonna listen to us or take us seriously unless we have this $800 rack mounted guitar simulator. Like, it's easy to buy into it, especially when you're young, you don't have a following, and like you're trying desperately to be heard, especially in like, we just on the last podcast talked about how it's like almost impossible at this point to become like a successful artist by gigging anymore. Like you almost have to do it digitally now.
And you can even fall into that mindset like with gigging. Yeah. Like when I kind of did that. Like, granted, I went for used gear, but like when I was like still playing shows and stuff with my deathcore band back in Michigan, it was like, I need an orange 412 and a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, and I only use monster cables because they have a lifetime warranty.
It's almost like,
which they got rid of.
I think part of the problem is the silver bullet mentality.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It's the mentality that if I just buy this microphone,
I don't have to work to get better.
That will be, or not just that, but like
that's one of
the only thing that my arsenal of equipment needs is this microphone. Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, it's no different with dieting. It's no different with beauty. Like, the only thing
that's an easy answer.
Well, yeah, but like, it's like the only thing that I need to get healthy is to try this one small change in my lifestyle.
Pill that'll,
I mean, and to make the comparison to like nutrition, like, I'm not a fucking nutritionist. I don't know very much about nutrition, but like what I've heard from people who know more than me is that it's all connected. Like all parts of like getting healthy, like you can't just switch one thing up and expect to get healthy. And the same is true of music production. Like you can't just change up one thing. You can't just buy one microphone and expect all of your mixes to get better. Like you need to buy a microphone and learn how to process the microphone and learn how to mix with the microphone. Like,
well, stuff takes work.
Right. Well, but like I don't know. Like I've heard people make better mixes with an SM57 and a free DAW like Reaper, and then people who are working with a console that costs $100,000 and Pro Tools and all these different things, because like it's not just a one-step process. You don't just plug in a good microphone and sound good. You need to every step of the way needs to sound good, you know?
Stop. And it's not always guaranteed either. Like I actually caught myself watching the Lamb of God documentary about like their As the Palaces Burn album, where they like that was like their second album, and like they had like what?
Stop it! You're triggering Caleb.
Quit coming, nerd. Like
no, it's almost like I don't even hear it anymore from Rich. Like his snide remarks. Stop it! You didn't even get it out. It's funny.
I own a documentary for Taylor Swift, so don't feel bad.
Well, like the thing that happened is like they came out with an album, and it was they're like. I mean, they weren't very good. I'm not gonna lie. Like Lamb of God's one of my favorite bands of all time. But they wanted to come out with their second album, and they got like not too much more money, but they got like Devin Townsend, who's like one of like renowned producers or whatever, and like they got all this stuff, and they worked really hard, and they were all really good, and they all pushed their abilities, and it ended up being a terribly produced. Like the album's compositional content's amazing, but it like lacks in quality. Like they had to remaster it so that people could actually hear the bass and the rest of the drums. Like they were like, because of their like, I can't remember what happened. They had to tape a quarter on the bass drum and then nickel on the beater for the kick drum to make it actually like sound like anything.
Oh god, I had a friend that did that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You get the click out with the quarter.
Right. And
the clickety clack.
No, you know what? I think it was like a thing where like that was how they got their sound on the album before, and then he was just kind of stuck in that mentality. Yes. And so they did it, and then they had to. I don't remember, but anyways, like
plink plink plink.
Not only does it take like really good, like. It'd take like a lot of different things to what?
I enjoy his quick little comments that he throws in. It's really silly stuff. All he said was clink clink clink.
No, how I get my sound is I put a recorder into the porthole of the kick drums. It goes every time they kick.
Oh my god! Double bass real quick.
There's some YouTube channel that has like the best way to get the snap out of your snare drum is sample a slide whistle.
Yeah.
And EQ it.
I'm making a VST every hit is.
Do it. I guarantee you that would make money.
Of course.
Guarantee you. I'd buy it.
Of course you would.
I'd use it in the cover.
Same.
Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying. I was saying that even after working all this stuff, it's not also a guarantee. Just be good. Be good at your stuff.
It's not.
Get good, nerd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can work really hard on the wrong things and suck.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Or you could buy all the wrong things and suck. Yeah.
But it's not just about buying the right things. It's about buying the right things for what you're doing and then using them exactly right.
Right.
You can buy a live amp. You can buy an orange amp or a Mesa Boogie amp or whatever the fuck that's perfect for a certain style of music in a certain setting.
Yeah.
And it can be absolutely wrong for the type of music that you want to make. Absolutely. But you hear all these guitarists on fucking internet forums and fucking YouTube videos talking about, Dad, if you want to sound good, you need to get this amp. It's like, no, you don't. But anyway.
Rich, stop!
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did.
One of your most common statements, I think, is either like, "What did I do?" or "I didn't do anything."
You should have put him over there and put Johnny here because it's really hard.
You were gonna start ranting about dad guitarists being like, "You need a fucking Marshall amp."
Dad guitarists trigger me.
You need a Marshall amp so you can get the
put a nickel on the guitar amp.
exactly.
I play with a nickel that sounds like Brian May.
Yeah. No, it's straight out of like the ads. Like Guitar World has like all these ads that have straight up like John Petrucci. I never leave my house without like my
This Monster Energy drink.
Yeah.
To enhance my
This Mountain Dew tips fedora.
Is he just like deadlifting like 1,000 pounds?
Deadlifting a dad.
Like 2 412 speaker caps.
Did you say deadlifting a dad?
Give me your dad. I need to work out.
John, is that what you said?
Yeah, deadlifting a dad guitarist.
Oh yeah, like the ones you see in Guitar Center that play the blues licks.
Every time I go to Sam Ash, every time I go to Sam Ash, I actually had a conversation with one of the dudes that worked at Sam Ash. We were talking about like the connotations of owning a PRS and stuff, and I was just like, at first I thought they were for like dads, but then like I guess I'm just a dad at heart because I really like them. And then he was like laughing, and he's just like, yeah, dads and dentists, like people who have PhDs love PRSs for some reason.
What the hell?
I don't know.
It's because they're expensive.
Oh, yeah,
well, they're just like PRS is kind of in that same circle. Drake is like Gibson and Fender, the only like
what?
Can't have an Ibanez that Japanese crap.
Yeah.
I've never met a dad who plays PRS guitars, so I don't know.
Well, it's like owned by like a bunch of old crusty dudes, and like generally people who play PRSs are old crusty dudes.
Most of the people I've seen,
prog kids.
Most of the people I've seen playing PRS guitars are in like
progressive metal bands and stuff.
I've seen a lot of people at Warped Tour with PRS guitars.
That's like recent, yeah, because PRS is like kind of a dad brand. Like that, hey, good that fucking tone.
I was introduced to PRS through a band called Quiet Drive, and they're like, I saw them playing PRS guitars like 5 years ago, and they're like this really cheesy pop punk band from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like.
I think it's because PRS is trying to like kind of sort of keep up.
Every dad I know plays Gibson.
Gibson sucks,
including me.
Yeah, Papa. I don't know. It's weird
Gibson.
too. It's like
including my dad. My dad has a Gibson acoustic, which is really nice.
Isn't Fender also like kind of sort of making like newer, like kind of like flashier, intended for the youth crowd guitars and stuff now too?
I'm the wrong person to ask because I never pay attention to Fender guitars.
Same.
I mean, I like Telecasters.
Same. Yeah.
Telecasters sound good.
Well, that's like the only Fender
I almost
guitar
bought the
I like.
Telecaster, and then I was
Strats.
like, I don't play the right kind of music for a Telecaster.
Like there's like metal bands that try to make Telecasters work, and they're so cool.
Jack uses some Telecasters for his leads.
He uses an Ibanez FR, which is modeled after a Telecaster.
I think James Root from Slipknot plays the Telecaster.
That's fucking weird.
Or at least did in 2006 when I paid attention.
That's really. You remember? They're not Telecasters, but you know the band The Safety Fire.
No.
They play like I thought they were Tellies, but they're like just modeled after Tellies, like down to like the single coil pickups and stuff, and they're just like so fucking heavy. It's like so cool. I don't know. We're talking about dad guitars now. This is dad.
Sorry, Caleb.
Thanks for coming on.
I'm learning a lot about a culture or subculture that I did not know anything about. I did not know the terms dad. I now know that.
I did not know the
dad
word
has now been defined for me.
I've got that. I didn't know it was such a passionate conversation that could be had. If you want to
use that term.
Passionate.
That's being kind.
We just get butthurt at the people that are passionate in the opposite direction.
Well, we get butthurt at the people who are butthurt to the point where we insult.
Because there are people on the internet who will get really mad at you for using anything other than a certain type of guitar and guitar amp. So I don't know. Yeah. It's stupid.
That's what we need to be arguing about.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting mad at each other.
Make America dead again.
Yeah.
It's not real metal unless you do it this way.
Pretty much.
XFX is for kids. Ibanez is for kids.
Yeah.
That's not real metal.
God, I want to die. No,
funny.
And that stuff is just... I don't know. That stuff is all over YouTube. Like, I'm not going to name any channels or anything.
Yeah,
but
you are.
No, I'm not.
Papa.
No.
Dad, are you listening?
No, I don't know. There are channels all over YouTube that are just like, here's the Axe effects up against a real guitar amp, and it's always just
and they like turn the input gain all the way up and shit.
I know exactly which channel you're talking about.
They purposely fuck it up so that it's just like
the drum mix is better on the one that they're biased towards.
Oh my god!
They mix everything else besides the guitar better on the one that they think sounds better.
Anyways,
DeceptiveDad.com.
Confirmationbias.exe has stopped working.
Confirmation bias. That's the word. I just was realizing I was confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I recognize that.
Let's bring a vocalist on our podcast to talk about guitars and production.
I like learning. This is nice.
Well, that's good.
I graduated from college and now I'm back to learning stuff.
I hate learning.
Do you want the slide whistle?
I'm good.
Welcome to this house of
You do it perfectly.
Of D-list YouTubers who all do music productions. Have a free slide whistle.
Complain about dads.
Yeah. God damn, I hate dads.
My dad wants me to get a gift in SG, but do it for stupid.
But you want a PC rich.
ACDC sucks.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyways, this is usually the part where we talk about where people can find you and stuff. Where can people find you?
just look up my name. Like there's Caleb Hyles. Just look that up.
Hyles.
Hyles.
And your YouTube channel is youtube.com/Caleb's
Covers.
Yep.
That's what it was before I just made it my name. So
Hell yeah.
easy peasy.
How do you want to be? Do you just want to be on this featuring Caleb Hyles?
Yeah.
Does that work? Cool.
Simple as that.
Awesome. What do you have? What do you have coming up for anybody who's looking to subscribe or check you out?
Right now, the 2 covers that Jonathan and I did, that's coming up really soon. Very excited for those.
It'll probably be out by the time this
yes,
is out.
it will be out. So go check that out. And I'm gonna do a couple more cartoon covers and some gaming, some more Undertale and Steven Universe stuff. So
nice. We love Undertale in this house.
Yeah,
do you
I can tell.
Undertale stuff?
I did that last. I think it's called His Theme. That's the official name for the song. And
cool.
my brother wrote the lyrics, and I sang it. And I'm doing some other stuff for that too. So, and anime, I'm doing that often, and potentially more Disney. Gosh, Steven Universe is so good.
A whole album of Steven Universe.
Yes.
At this point, I've done a lot of Steven Universe, and there's still stuff left to do. That's the crazy thing.
Steven Universe is one of those things like it's almost video game music. Like there's like a lot of like chip stuff in Steven Universe, like all over the place.
Well, the latest songs they did honestly sound like straight up Sondheim, like old school musical stuff, or like the episode that came out, or it's like even older than that, like the 20s kind of like musical. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful, but
I know Pearl
super old school.
Pearl has a new song that like Adriana's freaking out about, and like I mean she would be good for like a Sondheim kind of
no
thing, so,
my gosh, I just want to get back and cover it. I really do, but I don't have an instrumental. So, hey, everybody. Anyway,
nice.
Yeah, that's Caleb Hyles. That's where you can find me.
Nice. Well, thanks so much for coming on our awful podcast.
Thanks for housing me for a week. I appreciate that.
What are you guys up to
and buying me pizza?
Yeah, dude.
That was nice.
This we are up to date. So this comes out this Wednesday.
Yes.
So what can people expect?
Oh boy. I'm pulling some strings to try and get a Pokemon album going, which will hopefully have some special guests.
People in the comments of the last one were freaking out about that, by the way. People are really pumped about Pokemon album.
That's good. I've said this before, but I've been putting off the Pokemon theme for a really long time because
You were talking about like thinking about working on it, I think on like the first BoyFlop.
Yeah, but like I keep saying that I'm going to work on it and then I don't do it because every time that I think about working on it, I honestly get scared that because I know that whatever happens when I do a cover that is something like the Pokemon theme or Be Prepared or whatever, the big covers, like 2 months go by and all I can hear when I listen to it is what I could have done better.
Right.
So like now that I have an Axe Effects now for guitar processing, I completely reworked my drum sample. So I think that now is a good time where like this is like a fresh start for me with my production value, at least on the music side of things. So definitely going to start doing the Pokemon stuff. Melinda K. Reese and I are doing the main theme from Phantom of the Opera. And that will be done very soon.
Yes.
And then as soon as the whole Pokemon Go craze kind of ends, hopefully never, as soon as I'm done with this Pokemon album that might happen, I think I'm going to start chipping away at a lot of anime songs that have been highly requested.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You have a whole audience that you're about to tap into that's going to be very happy.
Half my subscribers now.
You know what I do to counter the whole like think about like what I could do better on a cover?
Just say fuck it.
I never listen to my covers.
You never listen to your covers.
I almost never listen to my covers.
I have to listen to my covers.
I'm just a giant narcissist.
Like I don't know anything.
Sometimes I'll get into really depressive moods where I'll like bust out the Ben and Jerry's and like sit in the dark and watch my covers and cry. But that's once every month.
It's a ritual. Like,
I always do that.
You're pretty clandestine about it then, because I don't think I've heard or seen you doing that yet.
Yeah, I'm very, very secretive about it. But like, I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just a big baby about it. Maybe I'm like even more so that like I just. It is almost always depressing unless it's like that perfect. There's like a time frame where if it's like a cover I did 4 months ago where I have it out of my head, I'm not really thinking about it, and I hear it for kind of like the first time again, but it's not so far back that like, you know, I was like just considerably shitty. I love you just went to the zoo, Rich, so you're kind of red in the face, so you almost have like this adorable like little like hee I'm gonna play this slide myself. No, I don't know. I just like, unless it's that, like I just kind of hate listening to my own stuff, which is bad. Anybody listening to this, you should listen to your own stuff so you know where to improve. I suck.
Well, just enjoy your music, you know. I mean, being probably the first ever music recorded wasn't to like share it, and I mean, yeah, that was probably, but they wanted to hear themselves. They wanted to hear what they did and enjoy it and listen to it. So I mean, we've talked about like reasons, like what, like the reasons why we're artists, and like one of the things that like I always kind of bring up is like my pleasure in like music and making covers and stuff is like just that. It's just the process of grinding and making it that I love, that when it's done, it's like I almost like, it's like now a bird in the sky and I don't have to look at it anymore, and like it can fly away.
So you're saying you see it 4 months later and you're like, oh my god, what did I unleash? Kill it.
See what I do is I release the bird and then I'm like, wait, no, come back, I'm not finished.
Wait, fuck, you're missing a leg. I put it on your head. That's exactly it. It's deformed in it. See, I don't know. Like, I honestly, like, I can listen back to my covers that are like objectively bad in terms of mixing and stuff, and still just be like, man, that was really cool.
Sometimes
I do that.
Like, pretty much all. Like, I have like a couple covers where I'm like, I'm not a big fan of this, but most of them, like, I'll listen back and just be like, oh, neat.
Sometimes I'll just be like, man, I wish I could do that same thing, but without the shitty production value.
That's the thing that kills me. Like, I can name the one time that I ever like listened back to a cover and like I was just like, whoa, what did I do that was that cool? Like,
was that Caverns?
Caverns. Yeah. Somehow I got like the fucking coolest bass tone ever, and I spent like literally a month trying to recreate it. Turns out it was just DI with new strings. But that aside, like that was the only time. Like every other time I'm always like, oh man, I cut the highs too much. Oh, I overcompressed. Oh, I didn't EQ it right. You have that to look forward to. But like if you get into more production stuff.
It sounds like y'all is like pretty much sound engineers. Like you have more variables that you have to think about, and you also have more opportunities for being like overtly self-aware and then being really hard on yourselves. As a vocalist, it's just kind of like, hey, I'm flat, I'm sharp, there's not enough power. Like there's like just a handful of things that we can, you know, be focused on, but y'all like there's so many
for
things.
Yourself, man. I feel like my old vocal performances are terrible. Like I'm always like, man, just everything about my old singing.
Who shot a stray cat in the back of my video?
No, I envy that. Like
I feel like I'm a pretty fresh-faced singer. Like I feel like I've only just sort of grown into my vocal cords. But
you're like a fresh dad. Rich, what are you doing for the next week?
I'm playing with a slide whistle.
Yeah. Is that what people can expect on your YouTube channel? It's just like, you do weekly covers, then 1 week just like
I'm gonna incorporate
it. It's like 3 minutes of you just going like,
yeah. Here's what I'm doing. Here you go.
I can't even. Exactly that.
Happy birthday. That's copyrighted.
I can't do it. Okay.
No, that was actually. Did you hear it? Like they actually.
Is that public domain now?
What? Like okay. Apparently there was this huge thing where everybody who used Happy Birthday had to like pay or like got sued or something like that.
Yeah, and then
turned out they were all refunded because it was bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Oh wow, that was a completely fake like thing to.
I don't know if it was fake. I don't know the whole thing, but yeah, it was bullshit. I don't remember. I think everyone got their money back.
Good.
I think.
Cool. Anyway, stuff I'm working on. Not Happy Birthday was a slide whistle, actually.
Dad.
Papa.
Sad.
I'm doing
dad.
something with our guest. Well, shit, it'll probably be out the day
You
before.
could say his name. Earlier you were just like we have a
want
guest
it to
coming.
be a surprise.
Oh, we've already said he's on.
I'm doing something with Thunderscott, Evan. We're doing a
He who shall not be named.
Yeah, we're doing a Secret of Mana cover, which I've never touched
Really?
that again. Yeah.
Damn.
We're doing. I'm actually going to keep the song a little bit of a secret.
Cool.
But you can. I don't know. Like if you know Thunderscott's stuff, you probably might be able to figure out what we're doing just based on my style and his style.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing that. I just did a solo for Ya Boy. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to specify who.
There's so many of you boys.
This is a there's a big trademark at the end of this one.
A prolific boy.
Yeah, he's a boy. It was a Sum 41 solo.
Oh my god.
In 2D.
Cool.
It was fun. What else am I doing? I don't know. I want to do more Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald soundtrack stuff, just because that soundtrack is so fucking good. And
I need to play it.
you haven't played Gen 3?
Nope.
It's my fave.
I think I played up to the first town, and then my emulator started freaking out.
Ruby is Gen 3?
Yeah, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are all Gen 3, and it has like
It has
in my
cosplay
opinion,
contests.
Really?
With the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
They call them costume contests, but
it's the best. It's the
Those are
best
some
music.
of my favorite. Those are some of my favorite legendary Pokemon too.
Like,
Kyogre.
See, it's
Rayquaza and Groudon and
I don't even
The
know.
whale.
yeah,
whale.
What's his dick?
and a blue whale.
Well, you also got like
Yeah.
Deoxys and shit in there.
My
like,
favorite Pokemon is what's his
What's his
dick.
dick?
No, like Gen 3 is like the music.
Fourth evolution. of
Everybody
Diglett.
know.
The music's my favorite, and like it's cool because it's like almost a little non-linear, which is like the only Pokemon game to be like that, which is
Yeah.
really fucking cool. It's awesome. Play it.
I feel like I played the fuck out of Gen 1 and I played the ever loving fuck out of Gen 2 and then I never played 3.
A lot of people don't like 3 for that exact non-linear
love
reason.
3.
Really?
I fucking love it.
Well, you know, like I believe it, but like I love 2. Like I love Gold and Silver. Like
Fuck Suicune.
yeah, I can't lie. I can't. No,
Piece
like,
of shit.
The music is like fucking so good. Like
It's like I think it's like the same one or two folks doing the music, and it's just like they have the GBA sound chip, and it's like it's so cool.
Everybody, including like Insane in the Rain music, who has played 3, everyone's like it's the best. It's the best music, and I'm always like,
Carlos used to be. He actually likes Gen 4 better now,
Really?
but he's still just like Gen 3's right up there.
Is Gen 4?
That's like Pearl, Diamond, and Platinum.
I liked that Gen.
so then 5
Yeah.
is black and white, and then 6 is X and Y. Is that right?
So there's Black and White 2, and then there's X and Y. And
Is that technically another
I
gen?
don't know. Fucking Pokemon Company
The
sucks.
Pokemon lore. Anyways, so is that it? Is that what you're working on?
I really like that game, but yeah.
Nice. I as recording this, I am releasing Overworld top 10 Overworld themes medley tomorrow. So it will be out by the time you hear this. It was hard. Anyways,
It's funny.
yeah.
Well, you talked about what you're doing and stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's essentially a Zelda medley as to be expected, and the next one's mini boss theme, so that'll be fun. Also, I'm thinking about doing another Pokemon Go cover possibly, and again, I
Let me do a slide whistle solo.
do it. May or may not be doing stuff for all of the hype new Danny B, TM, Necrodancer TM. Who knows? You'll have to find out next week on BoyFlop Z.
Can we have Danny on the BoyFlop?
Sure. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, where 3 boys
BoyFlop GT.
they try to find the 7 Dragon Balls
next time.
to wish for a real job.
Next time on Dragon Boy Z.
Dragon Boy Z.
I hate
like
my
it.
life. Thanks for listening to BoyFlop. Now promptly do something else.
Well said, Jules. Well said.
Promptly do something productive instead of listening to us talk about literally what.
What a positive outlook on our podcast.
Play the outro.